And we should be live. We are most definitely live. Hello and welcome to Pride Station for another round of queer questions and straight answers, a completely misleading title. Anyway, I have been, the 5 meter long, 2.5 meter high screen in front of me might give away our mystery guest of today. But I have been so lucky as to manage to, I don't know, lure, blackmail, well, beg, more likely, more like it, the honored PamperedDuchess. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, so sparkly. I love it.
I think you lured me up the bowels of the internet.
Oh, the bowels of the internet. Now that's... That would be another station. Let's not talk about the other station.
Okay.
I am very for... I am very for pro tolerance and diversity, but there are some things that might be better confined to the, let's say, bowels of the internet.
Yeah, let's keep it there.
For instance, the nation of Japan.
I'll come over here and sit down.
Yep, sit wherever you want.
Yeah, very nice seat.
Yep, and there's a lot of metal in those couches. So yeah. Again,
Comfy though.
That's the most important thing, I guess. Yeah. They look very 1930s Zeppelin, like something made for that. Anyway, no big matter that. So yeah, I sent you the questions. I like to do that so people don't have to completely improvise. Because Rabenschild told me that you are very much a person that I should talk to about this. Since you have...
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, he told me that you are a woman of opinions.
Oh, yes, very much so.
And that's something I can appreciate. Actually, the other kind, the one without opinions, no matter gender, those people are, well...
Interesting folk.
That very diplomatic, way more diplomatic than me.
I think so too.
So, yeah, but let's, as I have already said once, to recycle myself, because my creativity is apparently not there tonight. Let's get it on. So, we have to do the boring thing first. Tell us a little about who you are. I hardly know you. I've seen some streams from you, and we have talked a little.
Well, I wish I could stream. Honestly. I do. Haven't heard much from me in the last little bit. Unfortunately, a victim of circumstance, as it were.
Oh.
But I do YouTube. Mostly YouTube, because with my current setup and everything like that, I'm really not able to stream.
Yeah.
And I'm finally in a situation where I can actually go through and fix the problem.
Nice.
But you know, I mean, when it's like a $20 solution to a problem, it's one of those. The budget is a thing.
Budget is a thing, yeah.
And
I hear you.
yeah, they raise my rent like twice in a year, so it's like trying to recoup. Yeah, it was fun. So I'm trying all those sorts of things. I fell out of the world for a bit.
Oh, that's bad.
But I'm okay. I'm okay. I didn't get hurt that bad. I was only in traction for a week, I swear.
The cast is coming off soon?
Yeah. It's really itchy. I'm just waiting for it to come off, yeah.
All right. So yeah, but okay. I hope that the $20 solution behaves like a $200 solution.
I do too. Like, oh my freaking all of those.
Well,
Insert your own expletive here.
okay, well, and by all means, if you want to use harsh language, I'm pretty tolerant of that. Just saying. So we are mostly adults here, or we are at least somewhat good at pretending.
Oh, okay. So I can go all HBO.
Maybe not that bad.
I can't go HBO. Man.
So, but yeah, you have been gaming for lots of years. Can you tell me a little about what you game and why you game, which is a more interesting question, to be honest?
That is a very intriguing question. Well, I do creative ventures, like space engineers, even though when it comes to putting together ships, I have learned that I am not the best on the planet. In fact, in some regards, I kind of suck.
Oh.
But I am okay with this. But hey, I came up with Sparky, and that's my baby.
Oh. Yeah.
So, I'm winning somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, like creative pursuits, space engineers, God, I did get into a little bit of like 7 Days to Die, but it didn't really catch on very much because I don't know a whole lot of people who play. Ark, oh my gosh. I'm kind of, even though they've got like the paid DLC and it's technically not even out of early access yet, is kind of annoying, but it's still a pretty fun game.
Yep.
There are some games like Euro Truck that I'll play to just kind of unwind. City Skylines is kind of the same thing. It's like, this is what I remembered that SimCity used to be when it was good.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, I do your RPGs. I've got Fallout. I've got Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is probably one of my favorite games ever. And probably a lot of people's Mountain Blade Warband, because strategy is kind of fun once in a while.
Yep. Yep.
And a lot of I do try to get into like some multiplayer stuff and whatnot. I even have like the outlier of like Ghostbusters the game, because it's just a whole lot of fun and just visually stunning. And
wow, okay.
Ghostbusters fan from way back in the day.
Yeah, I hear you.
I have a very eclectic taste.
Well, that's completely okay. So lots of creativity, lots of just having fun, lots of driving a truck through Europe, I guess.
Yeah. Well, in a sense, it's like driving a truck through Europe is kind of like a mindless thing, mostly. It's just kind of like, let me just kick back, enjoy, and just check out some scenery. And Europe's freaking beautiful. I don't have American truck because, money, budget, that's a thing. But I mean, like, why do I play? I've been going with video games ever since I was a toddler. Like, picking up the little Atari 2600 joystick and failing at life hundreds and hundreds of times. That's how I learned to game, and I'm actually really proud of my personal heritage, because when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, in the single digits in age and everything, my family had a Magnavox Odyssey, which was the first in-home console. ever. And it was like built, released in 1972. My mom had one.
Cool.
The Atari 2600, that was also my mom's. So my heritage of gaming comes matrilineally, unlike a lot of people who's like, well, my dad played video games.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, my mom used to kick my butt in Defender and Donkey Kong. So...
That's awesome to hear.
The interactive experience is something that is irreplaceable. I mean, you can go and watch, going and watching like any of the Marvel MCU movies is a good romp and everything, but you don't get the same interactive, sense of accomplishment.
No.
That you do from video games, and that is why I game.
Yeah, I hear you. There are, seeing it as an epic is one thing, and it can be really fun, but being a part of it in any way, like you can be in video games, completely different experience. You're just so much more there.
You can't compare it.
Yeah.
You can try, but you'll fail.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. All right, so. But because I grew up with the gamer heritage from my father. We had a Pong machine, actually. That was the first console I ever tinkered around with. It's kind of hard to fail in that, though. But not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You just turn the knob. It's actually, come to think of it, a very masculine game. Turn.
Okay.
Anyway, turn the knob right and you win, right?
Giggling like a 13-year-old schoolgirl. It's awesome.
So yeah, anyway, trying to pretend to be serious for a moment. So what's your impression of the community with the topic of pride, tolerance, diversity? Feminism is a keyword, and I know it's kind of stereotypical talking to a female about feminism, but then again, it's also kind of something that needs to be talked about.
Well, the great thing there is that the point that a lot of people really don't understand is that, even like the ones who call themselves feminists now, I need a sarcasm. But it's like people who would call themselves feminists now have actually forgotten what heritage they're coming from, where that comes from. And it's highly regarded that the first wave was the suffragettes in the United States and the UK, who were like, you're kind of making rules for us, and we're gonna vote now.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. And it's gonna happen. It took about 40 years to happen, but it happened eventually. So, yeah, women got the vote. That was first wave feminism. Second wave was women's liberation in the 70s, where everybody was going to Janis Joplin concerts and burning their bras.
Yeah.
And, running into guys at cable news networks going in their skirt suits and, grabbing coffee for the male news anchors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long road.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
The big thing about it is that it's about egalitarianism. It's not about creating, going from one extreme to another. It's not going from a patriarchal social structure to a matriarchal social structure. It's understanding that women are starting from behind, and we have been behind for millennia. But there's also things that men suffer from because of that patriarchal social structure.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to be manly. Like, if you don't stand up for your girl and punch a dude out who insults her, you're not man enough. Or, you know, if you're not the one that's making more money than your girl, then you're not man enough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Feminism's there for you too, dude.
Absolutely. Gender roles absolutely affects men as well. You're not allowed to have feelings, for instance. That's a bad one.
That's probably one of the worst ones. I'm like, seriously? That's a load of crap.
It is, and that we men cannot. We're not. Nurturers. We can. We are not. We are worse or not as good when it comes to raising children. That's another thing that I would say that it's pure and utter bullshit and a.
I could solve that quickly. Hand a 3-year-old boy a doll.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we very much agree that we need feminism for everyone, not just, and it's not. Of course, it's not about just one.
Precisely, it's about equality.
Yes.
So. It is, you know, the term feminism is realizing that women, you know, men do kind of have a head start in this one. So women are starting from behind, but the point is to catch up and be on an equal footing.
Oh, well.
So that gender doesn't fracking matter anymore.
Yeah. Well, and in all, remember that we are a little slow on the uptake, so we might need that 8,000-year head start. No, but
you guys are fine. It's fine, really.
Anyway, so
but as far as the gaming community,
yes.
There are a lot of shining examples. You know, you've got some voices out there that are actually doing good for themselves and others, and that's kind of the point. It's not just doing good for yourself, but doing good for other people as well. And I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I was one of the first people that went, "Hey, where's the fracking female engineer, Akeem? I mean, come on, really?" And there was like tons of people who went like, "Yeah, she's got a point. Where's the female engineer? This is kind of dumb."
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, you have some shining lights out there. You also have a lot of darkness.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You also have a lot of brooding Kylo Rens who, the minute you say strong female character, they're beating up their computer consoles with a lightsaber.
I love that metaphor.
You're welcome.
And I completely agree. Yeah, he's not a good role model. And yes, whenever you bring up the topic to be space engineer specific about female engineers, I think even Keen has a bot for it on their Discord that will just say that there will be no female engineers. I can actually go check that right now.
I haven't watched any streams or anything like that in a while because Merrick was so nonchalant. It's like, fine, screw you, dude. I'm going home.
No, okay, I'm not.
Is a wonderful human being, and anybody that asks me, Zockley is wonderful. A very, very good community interaction person and all that sort of thing. Couple of people he works with, kind of a prick.
Fair enough. I actually talked.
And I hope he watches that and actually hears me call him a prick, because I'll do it again several times. You're kind of a prick.
Well, if you do a thing,
I like your game, but your attitude is you're a prick.
Yeah, I actually asked him about it back a couple of months ago, and he was saying, yes, I want the game to be, accessible to everybody. And then I said, okay, what about the female engineers? That was right before the Women's Day. And he said, basically, to translate.
Oh, yeah, he wanted to titter-tatter around the point, and I was like, dude, March 8th is not that far away. And I swear to God, you have the assets in office. Take her off at the neck and put a female head on the engineer. It's all you gotta do. And that would be like, you've done it with a freaking deer, you could do it with a female head, dude. Well, it's not that bloody hard.
I'm thinking just to look at my own costume here. I have a lava helmet, I have a rainbow suit, I have zombie gloves, and I think I have lava boots, and I think I have a crocodile skinned grinder. It shouldn't be that hard to get another face.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people will say, like, well, there's a development time, and then there's extra money, and this and that and everything, and I constantly reference Ark Survival Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
It's an early access survival title, you know, just kind of lumped in there with all the other early access survival titles, because that's a thing. But the big thing about it is they had 6 months and like somewhere in the vicinity of like $75,000, which when you're going through and trying to do a game as ambitious as they're going for, not a whole lot of freaking money.
Absolutely not.
They're kind of starting from behind on that one.
Yeah.
But they got the island constructed, all in Unreal Engine. They got the island constructed. They had the ideas of what biomes they're going to have, different things like that. They had the assets in world, the trees, the rocks, everything like that. They had the dinos in world. Then they had a male and a female character with a very, very rudimentary character creation model that they haven't changed because people make some pretty funny avatars in Ark. It's actually really hilarious. And I love that they're like, we were going to optimize it and improve it, but we're just having too much fun laughing at the crazy characters people will make.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can get on board with that.
Yeah, you can make some truly stunningly ugly characters in Ark, that's for sure. That's
Precisely.
and I'm
exactly, yeah. But I mean, they had all of that, and they had grunt sounds for the male and the female, and the movement armature animations for the male and the female were different from the get-go. They had 6 months and $75,000, somewhere in that vicinity. Somebody else can check the numbers and check my math and everything like that. But I think I remember hearing something like $75,000. They had all of that. They did all of those assets and everything like that. And they had a male and a female character, both with independent animations and voiced.
Yeah.
In 6 months. Now tell me why it's taken 4 years for Cloud Imperium to put a fracking female model into Star Citizen. Or why they just don't go there with space engineers after, it's been since 2013? 5 years.
They added
5 years of space engineers, and there's still no female engineer.
Yeah, I think they added a face in after 4 years, but yeah, I agree completely. They know how to do it. I hear from chat now that one guy who is a mother in the community, Bullslayer, you might have heard of him, doesn't matter. He made a character to be ported into the game, Space Engineers, and it took him a day. So, yeah. That's... It seems more like that. It seems kind of like they don't want to, compared to that they don't, that they can't. And
yeah, it's more about they don't feel the necessity to actually get it in there, and that's the problem with a lot of the early access or the open beta sort of games and different things like that. You can see where the attitude of the developers is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see where their idea and everything like that is going. And they have males. And I mean, even with Subnautica, with the Arctic DLC that they're going to be doing, they said, oh, it's going to be a female character. Oh, we wanted to do a female character from the beginning. So why fracking didn't you? We wanted it to be a female main character from the beginning. So why didn't you? Oh, because the dude was easier. Well, I don't get it.
Well, I can get it in a humoristic sense because we are kind of easy, but that doesn't translate to programming.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that when it comes to like devs and everything, I think who's kind of just discovering a 13-year-old straight boy. Let's straight or bi boy. But let's just put that out there, okay? Because it is LGBT inclusive and whatnot. 13-year-old straight or bi boy discovers girls for the first time. And do you remember that scene in Inside Out? Towards the end of the movie, Riley walks up to this boy, and all of a sudden he freezes, and inside his head there's this alarm going off that says "girl, girl, girl, girl," and all his little emotional people in his head are panicking. One's in a corner crying. It was actually
I haven't seen it, but I can very much picture it because
anybody who's seen Inside Out will know exactly what I'm talking about and probably laugh their butts off. But it's that's kind of the same thing that I think that happens with developers, because the industry is so overwhelmingly male. They start to ponder a female character model, and they either panic or overthink it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And of course, lots of them have a rather, let's say, interesting concept of how a female should be. The tungsten suit is actually a good point. Again, as Space Engineer specific, because I think that's the most popular female skin, and it's a very 80s sex robot look.
It's actually I would say heavy metal. Heavy metal meets Edie from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and there's another point here in chat that medieval engineers, and they have a female character. So
that's why I said in-house they have the assets. Lop it off at the neck, put it on the female, put it on the engineer, and then open the helmet for International Women's Day. It would have been that fracking easy.
Yeah, and they would have made a good. That would have been a good, nice statement.
We would have appreciated it.
Yeah.
An announcement like that, it would have been awesome.
Absolutely. As long as I would. That would be really a real nice way of showing that. Okay, we know there are female players of the game, and we want to show our support.
That's a very, very good point, Poncer. It's based in the medieval period where they were not allowed near metal, let alone mining it and producing it.
So, okay. So, Bikini is completely being stripped there in chat. I kind of appreciate it, because I think they deserve to hear it time and time and time again. Much like without any other, drawing another line to that, the suffragettes, which...
And it's one of those, it's like, we're not trying to be a jerk here. It's kind of like, it's not that hard, guys, just do it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
And I think one of the benefits about the community is, we want the games to be good, which is why we're so critical.
Oh yeah.
When you screw up, we're gonna let you know. It's like, we believe in you. Do it right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have, and I think that's important. I think that's the thing that when you like something, you kind of owe it to be critical about it.
Of course. Well, as far as the gaming community, unfortunately, they're a rather vocal majority that is kind of douchebags.
Fair enough.
A lot of, women who are gamers and things like that will generally hide the fact that women game because it's either you get blatantly sexually harassed, talked down to, like you don't know what you're talking about, even though I could talk circles around most people about Mass Effect lore. Or it's like you're completely discounted, or the fat, ugly, or slutty thing comes out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating. And it happens to women who are journalists that report on the gaming community as well. Anytime you say something negative about a certain aspect, you might be like, well, generally gamers are pretty cool people, except here where there could be a little bit of improvement. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, raise the pitchforks, light the torches, let's go and just flood this person's comment thread with everything negative. And it's just kind of like, overreaction much, guys?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
It's unfortunately a little volatile right now.
It
I
is.
wish it wasn't the case. Because I know a lot of people who are gamers who are really, really great people, and they're just not getting any representation or anything like. Because there's a whole bunch of douchebag, whining toddlers that basically rule the discourse.
Yeah, the loudest voices are the ones that get most attention, sadly. So the great majority, and I choose to believe that most people are actually quite nice people, but they don't get heard. So
usually we're gamers. We're usually okay to just blow shit up in our.
Let's see. You disappeared for a moment there. So yeah, yeah.
I do think that we could use more people just here. I'd love to see like one of the games headed by a neighbor. That would be badass.
Oh, you're kind of breaking up
Like,
the thing, but yep. Yeah, we need more diversity in games. Period.
I'm kind of getting tired of the old basic trope of the white dude.
Yes.
I mean, white dudes are fine. We can have games with white dudes. It's just, can we have a little variety in the person who's supposed to be like the main protagonist, quote unquote? Like, can't there be like, oh gosh, who was the guy? I can't remember who the guy was who was in Blazing Saddles with Gene Wilder. I can't remember his name, but he's a brilliant comedic actor. He's the guy famous for the line of "Where do white women at?" I don't remember his name, but switch those roles. Have him be the Gene Wilder character, and Gene Wilder be his character. It wouldn't be as funny because a lot of the comedy comes from the blatant racism that's kind of stupid in the world.
Yeah. Let's see. I've just read on the my notes, and I think we're kind of very well into the fourth question about why this is a thing. Why people should care about topics like diversity, tolerance, of course, feminism, and not just be silent and try to stay away from all and every and all controversial topic.
Well, see, the thing is that guys as gamers, we're in this together. I mean, my president, I know I know is Norway a monarchy? Because I know Sweden is.
Monarchy?
I wasn't sure whether or not Norway was.
Oh yeah. We actually elected,
Okay.
we actually voted to have a king in 1905. So we have an elected king.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. I know more about. Cool. Well, we elected a man who really wants to be king, but can't because we have a constitution. So he thinks he's a king, but he's really not. And I mean, you know, he came out against like violence in video games, and that's what's been causing like some of the local, the school shootings and whatnot. And I about like flew off the rocker. We have people who have been trying to paint gamers as just evil, demented loser loners for so long. Guys, it's time to come out of the closet and say, I'm a freaking gamer. You can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
And gamers, you know, Xbox controller, black, blue, red, green, yellow, white, silver. Heck, I even saw a purple one the other day. We just like our controllers and our consoles and everything like that. We color creeds and stripes, and we really need to stop fighting amongst ourselves over stupid piddly junk and come together. You know, no matter what. I mean, just because somebody sitting next to you on the couch with a controller happens to be gay, I mean, what does that mean? That's the dude that's gonna save your butt in Call of Duty. That's the dude that's gonna kneel down and revive you after no-scope sniping a freaking spawn camper for the 4th time in a row. You know? Let's just... Yeah.
I hear you. I completely agree with you. Absolutely.
Yeah, we all need to just kind of, like, chill the frack out. We need to just be like, dude, let's go game.
Yep.
Because that's the one thing that'll bring us together. I mean, there's so much conversation that gets... You know, it's almost as good as, like, well, there's a lot more people who are into the Marvel MCU, because, I mean, it's huge. But beyond that, look at what we did when we can come together. We actually got, what was it, between 6 and 8 different governments in Europe coming out and actually contemplating we got 6 or 8 different governments in Europe contemplating bringing legislation to actually outlaw loot boxes because gamers got pissed off at Electronic Arts.
Wow. Yeah.
We can call them on their shit. We are the most powerful economic base in the world. Money from video games dwarfs Hollywood 6-fold. Video games make 6 times the money that Hollywood does. We can do this. We've got a lot of clout. There are corporations that wish they had as much power as we do. We just need to get our shit together and stop knocking our heads against each other. That's why they're trying to divide us. Oh, Angry Joe said a rant kind of like I just did. I haven't seen that one. But whatever it is, it's probably good.
There isn't an emote for this, so the clapping is completely
standing fucking ovation.
Well, I'm sitting down because I'm lazy, but yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's cool.
But
But
yeah, I hear you. I hear you, and I completely agree.
that's the simple thing is that, I mean, we come in all shapes and sizes. We come from all different, and together we are the most powerful economic force on the planet. Let's realize that. We're all badass.
We are.
Whether we're 6'4", 275 pounds of all muscle, or 5'3", 95 pounds soaking wet, almost no muscle. We are badass.
Yeah. So, wow. I just need to get my bearings because this was so much awesome. One
Why, thank you.
one of the best, I won't say rants, but speeches, I would say, I have heard in... Wow,
I wish I had written that.
Well, if anybody in chat wants to clip it, feel free.
If we want to do a transcript and actually write that down as a speech, you can quote me.
Oh,
I'm okay with this.
I will, well, I hope somebody will clip it so I can watch it until I manage to remember a couple of the lines. I talked about me having early onset Alzheimer's earlier today, so that's the thing. But yeah, wow, that's, wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was one of the closest things I have heard to a, and again, I might be throwing this out to the absurd, Martin Luther King level speech. Just saying.
Oh, dude! Wow, I'm honored.
No, well, I'm kind of blown away, and I am so happy I asked you to come here. So, I really like talking about this too, and with intelligent and oh, what's it called in English?
Articulate.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for that one. Yeah.
Okay.
People with words and stuff. Meanings. People with meanings as well. Kind of important. So yeah.
Panzer's right. Panzer's like, all this stuff, and I'm asking about case. It glows because it's based off of holobooks from Star Wars. Just go with it, bro. Just go with it.
They have been inspired. That's why they glow. Yeah.
I know.
So anyway, you did say that you have been away for some time, so I guess that you're not very much a community person or a community leader, or correct me if I'm wrong, by all means. Please do.
I don't know. I was the first one to kind of raise the fist about the female engineer. Maybe I'm a leader? I don't know. Sort of, maybe, kind of.
Well, you... well, you... I did search around a lot on the YouTubes at a given point for females playing the game, and there are very few of them. And
yeah, I think there's like me and one other, and she's...
Can't hear you there. Crap, I'm pretty sure there's something cool coming out now.
Huh?
You disappeared for a moment.
Oh, I was saying there's pretty much one other person that I know of, and that's Port Sal. And she's kind of a wonderful human being.
Cool. I will try to dig her up then. I know there's a couple of Germans, but I don't understand German, so that's kind of hard to sit down and enjoy.
I'm working on speaking more. I'm doing Duolingo, and I'm learning more because I learned a lot, most of mine from high school, and it wasn't really conversational. So, and then a decade goes by, and you don't use it, you kind of lose a lot.
Oh yeah.
Your brain's just kind of like, okay, we don't need that information.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. I have forgotten so much about everything, so I'm very thankful for the extended spine where all the backup systems are, so that I don't forget to breathe and my heart forget to beat. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But as far as like a community leader, I generally don't think of myself as. But I mean, as somebody who has done YouTube and really would like to get back into it as soon as, certain things get worked out and whatnot, I'm probably gonna have to put up a Patreon because, yeah. YouTube is a jerk.
Well, I think that's a very non-gender specific problem. I know a lot of people, yeah. But I will tell you, Patreon is not a magic way to get rich. Sorry.
Yeah, no. The plan isn't to get rich anyway.
No, it's not.
And if you're doing like YouTube and everything like that, think to get rich. You're not a douchebag. Be happy. I mean, I would be perfectly happy with a small community of relatively tight-knit people who are just amazing human beings. And that's pretty much what I have with my subscribers. I like my duchy. I love those people. I don't know who they all are. I don't care. I love my duchy. But it's one of those that I went with when I was thinking of things I could call. I went with the most gender neutral thing I could possibly come up with. It's my duchy.
Yeah.
It's my people.
Yeah, that's.
And I tried to have, as one of the great things about the anonymity of the internet is you don't have any prejudices. Somebody can say something, it's just a freaking username. You don't know if they're black, white, green, purple, indigo, rainbow. You don't have any idea what they are, who they are, where they're coming from. They're just people talking. That's kind of a nice thing. Except when they're douchebags, then that's not such a nice thing.
I guess that's the flip side, yeah.
Yeah, except when they're douchebags. That's not so bad. That's not such a great thing.
There are a lot of angry keyboard warriors out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are those out. Thankfully, I have not encountered. But then again, my channel still has like less than 1,000 subscribers, and I haven't really nurtured that community in a while. Not from lack of trying, just hardware difficulties.
Oh,
yeah.
I hope.
I think about my duchy every day, and if they see this video, I want them to all know that.
Well, I will post it this with your consent, of course, to YouTube, and I can. You can just steal it and post it to your community. No problem.
Okay.
Of course, because that will be a good thing for me because with all of 49 followers. So. So yeah.
It's all good. We like our tight-knit, intimate. Which is good, because when you start getting big and you can't keep track of everybody, that's...
Yeah, let's see. I will just find your Pampered Duchess, your YouTube channel and post it in the chat. And I will, there we go, PamperedDuchess. There we are, and post that in there we go. A little, go check her out. She's amazing and awesome. And that's no lie.
Or that too.
Great minds. All right. Let's see here then. Blah, 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 yada, yada.
They both link to the same one, so it's all good.
Yeah. So
the next one is...
if you have experienced harassment, intolerance within the gaming community, as in racism,
of course
sexism.
I have.
Yeah.
I'm a woman who's LGBT, who's played an Xbox game once or twice. Xbox Live is pretty freaking volatile to like everybody.
I've heard.
But I mean, it's like the majority of people do experience harassment and different things like that. 9-year or something along those lines, or something like that on like Call of Duty or something along those lines, because they think that's cool or whatever. But that, I mean, that happens all the time on Xbox Live. But if I were to say, "Hey guys, what's up?" and just not even have any inflection to my voice, like, "Hey guys, what's up?" You know, there is a very big difference between one of those inflections and the other one.
Yeah.
And even just like, "Hey guys, what's up?" will get you like, "Hey, show me your tits." Like, for real, dude? Can I just, like, snipe you? And we'll just call it a day?
Yeah. I actually heard from a former friend of mine that he was playing the card game, when it had the cam support, and there were 3 people just playing the game, and then the 4th came on, and his camera was on his groin, and he was masturbating. So, yeah, there were so many.
We got a Henry Weinstein over here. Right? We got a Harvey Weinstein over here. Clear up on aisle 6.
That's
Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, you get those a lot. And it's not just Xbox, but Xbox Live is the most notorious for it, because they really don't police it. It's like a libertarian's utopia. Anybody can do anything they want to, and it's up to each individual to block or not block each other. Instead of Microsoft going, "All right, we're going to start enforcing community standard," and yeah.
Well, I would, I guess they have some kind of license agreement where they have some minimum standards, but if they don't enforce them, that's kind of moot.
You'd think, but yeah, it's not enforced.
Wow.
Some of the best YouTube videos about like Call of Duty and multiplayer or whatnot is linked to. So I guess it gets somebody views, right?
Yeah, I guess, and well, it's kind of good that the people that have a fetish about playing online have an outlet, but they should get together and do their own thing in their own communities, instead of wandering around among the general populace.
Yeah.
Not too.
But I mean, you'll see it sometimes in. Oh god, like, do I really need to go into how toxic Counter-Strike can be sometimes?
If you
and
want.
Even like in the community with Star Citizen.
Okay.
And like, from my experience, it's like the community of Star Citizen and space engineers are relatively inclusive until you start checking their white male privilege.
Ah.
Then they start coming back at you. Not all of them, but, you know, there are some that will be like, well, maybe it's just too expensive, or maybe it takes too much time to do the female character model. You know?
Yeah.
Those are the ones that usually come out with that freaking excuse. And it drives me crazy. It drives me bonkers.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. As has been stated here and confirmed, you know, it's not like the female particles or skins are harder than the male ones. So laziness, or I don't know, ignorance, or maybe they devs don't care.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But you know, you start talking about things that kind of, you know, go out of zone, and then they'll and then that honestly tends to be in like male dominated spaces. I'm sorry to kind of call the dudes out on that, but you kind of got to police each other.
Oh yeah,
because it's definitely a thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's kind of part of the next one is how should hey, dudes, call each other out. When one dude's being a douchebag, kind of look at him and be like, "Hey, bro, you kind of being a dick."
Yeah, that's actually shouldn't be a very hard solution.
It shouldn't be, but I mean, sometimes it is kind of difficult.
Sometimes it is, of course, by all means.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you look somebody in the face and you kind of get the backlash effect. You're kind of being a dick and they punch you in the face.
Yes.
This is not fun. I don't recommend this.
Being punched in the face? No, that's only a fun thing to do in a couple of very specific settings.
Yeah, I know Mark's the head of the company. I know.
Yeah, but they are talking, asking if Marek is leaving Keen, and that would, no.
Yeah.
That's not.
No.
That's. Not.
It's his company. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Nope. Not at all. Anyway, so yeah, but you actually walked us right into the seventh question about how the community should deal with the those that the bad guys, those that overstep and misbehave, and or worse,
yeah.
Of course.
A lot of them are looking for an audience. Deny them that. Do you like the scientists in Jurassic Park did to denying the dinosaur their male junk? Deny them that.
Yeah.
Probably one of the worst analogies I could ever come up with. It worked. Sort of.
Well, if we just sidestep the whole neutering thing,
well, I mean, the argument there from Jurassic is that all vertebrate embryos are inherently female, which is true. They just require the right, influences, hormonally and otherwise, at the right developmental stages to make them male. We simply deny them that.
Yep.
That's paraphrasing the line, but it's pretty much, yeah, what they were talking about. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, bad analogy. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay to be a little bit angry, or a lot bit angry. I think actually being angry.
It drives me crazy though, because like the bad guys. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm a survivor of bullies myself, so yeah, I really don't like them.
Okay.
And in a lot of ways, the ones that are causing the problems are bullies. And I just kind of like, no, I'm not gonna make this crap anymore. No, shut up, sit down, you're gonna listen to us for a while.
Okay, you are breaking up a bit. It sounds like you are talking from another dimension right now. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
Strange.
It's my connection being wonky.
Yeah, I think that's a thing. I'm blaming the patriarchy for this one.
Don't patriarchy. Let me go through and restart voice meter real quick. I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Because sometimes it does have this thing where it starts to go all pixelated and crap. It's stupid. It really is stupid. So, 1 moment.
Okay, sure. I'll just, so we'll have a short intermission. I will read some of your comments. Sorry, I haven't been, let's see, Oh, there we go. That was fun. Well, wait, that's my line.
All it was closing the program and reopening.
Wow. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I am completely sidetracked now. Cool. Blah blah blah. Bad guys. Right.
Yeah.
Don't give them their soapbox, or if they give it, just ignore them and or castrate them.
Yeah.
Or maybe just gag them, call them out. And if they don't behave, well, then they don't deserve to be part of the community until they learn to behave, I would say.
You, go sit in timeout until you learn how to people play.
Yeah. That's basically how we should deal with children, and, well, there are a lot...
When you're acting like a child, you might as well get treated like one.
Yep. Simple as that. And that brings us over to... I would be wrong in saying this is my favorite question, but this is, well... what, if anything, would you like to say to those that have experienced or are experiencing online harassment or bullying right now?
You're not alone. But it's okay, dude. Come on over to my place. We can hang. We can chill. It's cool. But seriously, I mean, it gets so bad sometimes that there's, even in gaming circles, where, the bullying gets so bad that there's, thoughts of suicide and different things like that. No, dude, it's not you, it's them. And, one of the things that I've really been able to extrapolate from my experiences with bullies, because, bully survivor myself, is that, they have something about them they just can't stand. And in you, they see a better version of that part of themselves. So they have to knock you down so they feel better about their shortcomings. Yes, you're allowed to hang.
Of course you are. Of course.
I got my newspaper suit on. Woot! Yeah. It's not you, it's them. You're not alone. Hell, freak them out, offer them a hug. Totally knock them off guard.
Oh yeah.
I did that like a couple of weeks ago. This dude was like sitting here and just going off on a bus or that, and I was like, he just kind of went, "What? Do you need a hug?" No. Just shut up and walk away. And he's kind of stood there looking at me for, I thought it was like good 15-20 minutes. Budged. Kind of staring at me. Where the frack did that come from? And he's just like, what? Just you be you. Don't let him tear you down. We can hang. It's cool.
I think he's talking about hanging around in this game. I'll check the settings. There is space for another, so I don't know. I don't mind making this.
Panzerkampfwagen!
That went. That almost went.
Wait, what? What?
I try to police my words a fair bit when I'm online because I usually don't do that much. So yeah.
No, like if with my channel and things like that, I try to keep it real. You know, as they're saying now on YouTube, as advertiser and kid filter friendly and different things like that. Because I mean, Space Engineers is kind of a family game. It's kind of one of those that everybody can get behind because it does have creative aspects. It does have the adventure, the wonder, different things like that. And I mean, you can actually see, you know, renditions of Earth and Mars and even what a concept might be for an alien planet and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right here in the comfort of your own home on your computer.
Absolutely.
And we have ambitions. I mean, who knows? There's an sitting at their today playing Space Engineers that will command the mission to go to Mars. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, Space Engineers can be very family friendly. I have watched Epic Tech quite a lot, and he is very family friendly.
Oh, dude. He's also a wonderful human being, by the way.
I guess he seems like it.
I've met him. We live not too long, actually less than a half an hour.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, I've met him. Good people. Good people.
Yeah, he just seems rock solid and good.
And yeah, when you see him like on the video, that's totally him. That's not a character. And I hope that people understand that when I do videos, if I'm not doing like an RP light series like I was doing with my Fallout stuff, which I totally want to get back into, but anyway, if I'm not doing like RP light stuff or something along those lines, like with my Space Engineer stuff, that's all me. Like everything about that's me. Episode 8 of my season 1 where I was drunk. Yep, I was drunk. I was playing Space Engineers. I was drunk. 2-3 o'clock in the morning. It is hilarious though.
Oh yeah, I believe you. I did a spotlight for the brewery mod, which add beer and wine to the game.
Oh, dude.
And I did that while I was drinking whiskey. That was a quite interesting spotlight to do.
I was like, call me up, we'll pull over, we'll pull pants over, and we'll...
Suddenly building became a lot harder.
A little difficult when you're impaired.
Yeah. So...
I think I may have made a comment along the line. Yeah, I think this is why they say you shouldn't operate.
Yeah. Don't drive a spaceship around an asteroid while you are inebriated.
This is bad.
It might not end that well, without any experience of that, of course.
But it'll probably make for really good TV. Not so good for you. So this is the wonderful thing about when it comes to video games. You get in there and you don't ever do it in real life.
Nope.
Just saying. I'll just mention that now. Don't ever do it in real life. But in a video game, you're drunk and you're doing it and everything like that. It's like, there's no consequences. Oh, crap, I blew up.
Yeah, there are...
Respawn? There's no respawn in real life, guys.
Nope.
Just saying.
That technology
game,
is...
not in real life.
Yep, that technology is still at least 50 years away. So...
Ish. I think we're waiting for the convergence where AI and computing technology catch. I think we got like 25, 30 years to go, maybe.
Okay, we are completely off topic. No problem.
Yeah.
Clever people are saying that the singularity will happen in 2041. But
Could be.
Could be. I don't know. I cannot predict the future. So yeah.
So one more thing you want people to do now to make.
Yeah. Let's see.
Practice Whedon's Law.
Okay.
That one's easy, and Will Whedon, articulated it perfectly. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And
it's simple, it's easy, it's pretty universal. Don't be a dick. You can rouse somebody, you tease them different things like, oh, it's a spirit, and you're not being a dick. Okay. I like a bit of trash talk before a game or something like that is kind of a thing that happens. Just don't be a dick about it. Pretty good rule for just about everything. And, support good female protagonists. I'm talking like, Crystal Dynamics, Lara Croft with the Tomb Raider series. Are really impressed with that. Portal, duh.
Yep.
Things like that, where it's not the same trope of, the strong female character, which has become such a fracking cliche anymore. Oh my god. It's like, here's a chick who acts like a dude, and she's pretty. Run with it.
Yeah.
That's the strong female character anymore.
Yeah.
A chick that acts like a dude but looks pretty.
Basically a dude with boobs.
Pretty much. That's not a strong female character. You could also get a strong female character from the likes of the character from Assassin's Creed Liberation. Where she's smart, she's resourceful, accomplishes her goals in a number of different ways, and she doesn't have to stoop to any level that is beyond her. She doesn't necessarily have to fight her way through every single encounter. That's a strong female character.
Yeah, absolutely. Not gaming related, but the main character of the Mistborn trilogy, for instance. Book series, really awesome. She is 100% female, and she is awesome. I think her name is Wynn.
Which one?
The Mistborn trilogy. It's a really nice fantasy series.
I may have to look into that one.
Oh, yeah, by Brian Sanderson, I think. Really, really fun read. So anyway, so Whedon's Law, don't be an asshole. I very much approve of that. Shouldn't be hard to remember even.
Whedon's Law, don't be a dick.
Yeah. So...
It's a good rule.
Yeah, so that...
And support independent developers that actually do include, like... Well... behind Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah.
Crystal Dynamics, they're doing really well with Lara I don't know if Ubisoft actually did Liberation or if it was kind of subsidiary third whatever, but as far as like gaming is concerned, support ones that have good stories and that don't just have the token character in there. Like, okay, I'm gonna have my moment to rant about The Last Jedi.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna have my moment. Rey is a fracking Mary Sue. You're hearing that out of the mouth of a feminist. Rey is a Mary Sue. She's awesome at everything. She's good just because. And Finn is a token. He's there for laughs.
Yes.
It's not even the smart one from Blazing Saddles. It's not even the smart there for just for laughs. It's there just for laughs. And he's kind of thrust to the side. And it's like, they can say, oh, we're inclusive. We have awesome characters. Rose was just there to have somebody for Finn to kiss. She doesn't really have much substance otherwise. Write good stories. Write good characters. And if they happen to be, like, if you're going through the development process, or you're going through the decision to buy a video game, think to yourself, given this context, would it matter if that character had a flat chest or breasts? Does it matter if they have peachish type skin or more brown skin? Does it really even matter? Is it a good story? Is it a good character? Does it matter to you?
Yep. Well said again. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I have tried to be a little bit more skeptical about the hype train. One of several reasons.
I'm so skeptical about the hype train.
Yep.
And I haven't played Battlefield.
Okay.
Because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Very fair enough. I don't play those games, so I'm kind of out of the loop on everything AAA.
Well, and I mean, plus I kind of joined. As soon as I heard that EA was doing the loot box thing and everything, like, oh, we're gonna battle.
Ah, right. You are beginning to break up a little, so I think we are. Let's see. We are kind of through with the serious questions. Let me look here. Blah 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 blah. Yep. So the last one, which is a silly one, but I really like it though. Tell us one thing that about yourself. Just a random thing, a funny thing, a sad thing, an interesting fact, anything.
I should probably be a voice actor.
Okay.
Because I can do accents at the drop of a hat.
That's interesting.
Like for one day, I could be in Germany. And then the other day, I could be, somebody who's posh, who's from the UK.
Yeah, that.
And I can flip around and stuff like that, and then I can do. But the one thing that gets most people that when I do like Golem, precious, my precious. It's basically the same voice as when I do Stitch. It's just a little bit more.
You did manage to fit the funny voices in. I love it.
You're welcome.
Oh, lovely. Okay, if you can... But I mean, everybody can do Russian accent, is no problem.
Everybody can do Russian accent. No. Last week, great Russian comedy. I know, drama. Go to great Russian drama. Everybody die. Great Russian tragedy. Everybody die.
Yeah.
I go to great Russian comedy. Everybody die. But they happy about it.
That was more German grandmother, but you know, that's
Yeah.
not to be old.
Nobody's, but that's actually pretty good.
Oh yes, I completely agree. You are very talented. And
Thank you.
I didn't expect anything because I don't do that from this interview, and I am completely blown away.
Why, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny when people like when Russell Brand does one of his tirades or something like that, and of course it's like, "Are you from London?" You know, and because somebody's asking him that, it's like, "Are you from London?" And I go, "No, he's from Essex." And they kind of look at me, they're like, "How the frack do you know that?" I was like, "I do accents. It's a thing."
Absolutely. Oh yeah. So yeah, anyway, I think we are, if you want to hang around and we can talk to people, then by all means. I saw that, yep, we have another visitor here. Just casually stalking us.
Ew.
I see you. Luckily for us all, Space Engineers is a very family-friendly game.
Hmm?
Well, he can't do anything really bad. So, yeah.
Well, Space Engineers is a family-friendly game. We were just...
So, yeah. Welcome.
Oh. I almost thought that was a drone for a second. I was looking behind me and I was like, "The floater! We have a floater!"
From which...
Hi.
So yeah. Anyway, I think it's time for me to end the stream though, so that we can just chill out and relax a little, and I have to go to bed and, well, as per usual, I should have been in bed, but I won't for another hour or so. So, again, thank you.
We were just laughing and carrying on too much.
Yeah, well, it happens. And that...
Yeah, you know.
That is actually one thing I really appreciate. When these talks can just go on and we can go off topic and touch on all the bases and then come back to them and just have a really nice talk. Which is much better than... Yeah. So anyway, so thank a humongous thanks to PamperedDuchess. I will post the link to your YouTube channel in the video, of course, and then I will just link it to you on Discord. And yeah, of course, it's the least I can do. And thank you all of those of you that have been watching, and those of you that are watching this.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, and if you want to,
we can hang.
We can absolutely hang. And if you want to join in the Space Engineers Pride Parade, that's the next Saturday. Saturday the 9th of June. Just saying. Be there or don't, basically. Anyway, have a good one. Keep on engineering. Bye.